Hey, comic book fans, my nerdy friends, my geeky compadres, what's going on? Welcome to something different from myself. Normally, we do trade-in with RWC on Mondays, but today we're going to look at a different kind of book. It's sort of like a children's book, sort of. But it's got, whatever. It's a book. This is The Savage. Okay, so first things first, The Savage, written by David Almond and illustrated by Dave McKean. Second, I want to thank a very good friend of mine, John DaCosta, for giving me this book. When he gave it to me, he said that it was possibly a book I could read to Lucas, which I agree it could be maybe in like a year or two, because I don't want Lucas to get the idea to be the kid in this book. But it was really great. I wanted to read it before I went and just read it to Lucas, but it was really great. About a child named Blue, whose father just passed away, and he's talked to like a guidance counselor in school who told him to write down, his feelings and stuff like that, which he does reluctantly, and he feels like he's not doing anything for him. So he begins to write this story about a kid who's called the Savage, who lives in like these chapel ruins in the same city he lives in. And the kid can't talk. He's just savage. Here's some of Dave McKean's art in it. But this is The Savage. Blue has a sister named Jess. And their mom. Actually, Ma'am. M-A-M. And Blue gets his therapy from writing this story that he doesn't show anybody. One day he ends up reading a portion of the story to his mother. I mean, some portions of it are pretty crazy. Like, he goes around and kills kids that come into the forest and eats their bodies and stuff like that. So he doesn't really read that one to his mom, but he reads this little kind of funny story about him going to the Stoko farm and riding on one of the pigs. And the funny thing is his mom says, "Oh, the Stoko farm, that's right down the street, blah, blah, blah." So they make all these references to the things in the story being where he lives. He even ends up writing himself in the story, his sister in the story, and writes the, school bully into the story. And then him writing the story flips into real life, kind of. He brings the character to life, not just in pages, but in real life. it's great. It really, really is. And Dave McKean's art is just fantastic. I believe John and I were talking about Dave McKean before he gave this to me, and he said that's the reason he gave it to me. It's just, it's awesome. Very, very awesome. So if you guys come across this, I would definitely say pick it up. I mean, it's 11 chapters in a 80-page book. So you can see how the chapters would read. It is like a kid's book, but maybe a little bit older kids than 5. I don't know. I'll probably read it to Lucas like in a year or 2, just because of like the overly violent parts, and then there is smoking references, which isn't that big of a deal. You can kind of read past them as long as your child can't read yet. But, you know, maybe just stuff that Lucas isn't quite ready for, in my opinion. But he will, because I'll read it to him. I want to read it to him, but not quite yet. Anyway, awesome, awesome book. Thank you again, Johnny, so much. It's great. If you guys get a chance to pick it up, I definitely suggest doing it. If for nothing other than the artwork by Dave McKean. The story is fantastic too. Very, very... It's sad and like freeing at the same time, and there's this one point that kind of like almost made me bust out into tears. But yeah, it's just really good. Like I said, if you guys get the chance, pick up The Savage. It's definitely worth it. So that's it for this video. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.